First contact with the humans happened while we were losing a generations-long war against the race we call the Eaters. Not creative, I know, but very apt. And we have no idea what they call themselves. We were retreating yet again after half our remaining civilization was destroyed in a trinary star system. We were restricted to short jumps due to damage sustained by some of our vessels, and frankly came upon their second interstellar vessel by accident. The initial panicked response of our war vessels was to create a protective front for our civilians and charging weapons. The 1-kilometer human vessel turned broadside at this, and various bits we assumed to be weapons started pointing back at us. Then nothing happened. We all just floated there, unwilling to fire first. While we sat mystified as to how to proceed with an encounter that didn't immediately turn into violence, we suddenly received a burst of high-frequency radio waves directed at our 3 largest warships. It was a sequence of beeps. 1, 1, then 2, then 3, then 5. Then the broadcast stopped. We all recognized the holy spiral. Our ship sword determined that this stranger was waiting for a response, and so we did. 8 beeps, 13, and 21. Before we transmitted the next number, the aliens responded with 34. Quickly, we started communicating different mathematical information, which built to the realization that we had compatible biological needs, composition, and means of transmitting visual communication. When that first image from the humans arrived, it was not a live view from inside their vessel, but a series of still images of a few of themselves followed by short videos that we assumed to be from their world. The nature was so strikingly varied, the cities bustling, but what struck us most was what accompanied the transmission. Playing over visual aspect of the communication was undeniably music. The sound was joyful. Suddenly the melody became very loud and angry. The images depicted what were easily recognized to be warriors. These aliens were showing us their self-inflicted violence. They knew war. A change again, this time with what could only be a sorrowful voice. Thousands, millions dead across multiple environments. The void, even what appeared to be 2 other worlds. The voice became more hopeful as soldiers who had been fighting each other were now sharing food. Food. The resource we lacked most, as our agrarian vessels had been targeted first in the last fight. The music came to a triumphant crescendo as the final video showed the alien vessel before us in formation with another, just like it as they drifted past 2 more under construction above their planet. We rushed to put together a similar response. We showed them the worlds we once held overlaid with our own joyful tune. The terror as the Eaters fell upon those worlds, followed by the desperation of our escape, using a symphony composed during the Exodus that slowly had the instruments go silent one at a time to represent our diminishing numbers. We ended with a death song while showing recordings of our last battle as a few ships fought to the end to allow the rest of us to flee. Surprisingly, the humans transmitted 1 more image, the soldiers sharing food. But beside it was also an image of their vessel and our fleet oriented, so that they were in the position of the giver and us the receiver. They were offering to give us food. Several shuttles towed crates to the halfway point between us. The humans then transmitted an image of their world and jumped away. When they returned, it was with the other vessel, both packed with food. We were then led to their system. Though it took time, we managed to create a means to translate each other's speech as we are physically incapable of replicating the other's languages. It was the beginning of our song together, growing as does the holy spiral, filled with violence and shared meals.